I'd like to call to order.
All right, we'll shut this one on.
Okay.
Yeah, yours rolling.
No, that's good.
All right.
You can go down a little.
Maybe if you made it a little smaller, we could see the thing. Well, I've had requests for making it bigger, so. True, but I mean, there's a middle. I know. Somewhere.
This is an effort to save money on paper. This may go by the wayside like the dodo here. All right, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting for Lafayette Township Board of Trustees, Joint Fire District for September 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Start with our call to order. Attendees.
O'Neill? Fullerton?
Warcola. Also is legal counsel Bill Thorne and fiscal officer Laura Rubenthal. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Okay, we'll start out with approval of meeting minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the March 30th, August 15th, and September 2nd meeting minutes?
Yes,
Yes,
Are we okay with the meeting minutes?
I am.
I am.
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve March 30th, August 15th, and September 2nd minutes.
Do we
I'll
have-
second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, so be it. These to the to-be-signed stack. Okay, next is our consent agenda. Has everyone a chance to review the fiscal report, fire district report, service department report, zoning report, and police report?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions or comments or concerns?
No.
Nope.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve all?
I will move to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, that being said, all department reports are approved. Okay. Service department, anything additional to add?
We do have the quotes for Karsten Road. We had an incident up on Karsten Road where somebody loaded a dozer out the road and tore the road up. So I had Most Paving come up and give us a price of $2,484 and the rental company agreed to pay it, and they paid, and I give Laura the check. So, and then, but we was gonna do additional road work up there, so.
And I,
Hunter's Run, well, we need to, it was $15,400 to do the additional repairs on Karsten Road, so if you guys wanted to.
yeah, I would move to approve 15,400 for, it's a mill and fill where they did the culvert crossover on Karsten. So we just need to get that buttoned up and sealed up for the winter.
Okay.
So I would move to approve 15,400 to Most Paving for that. And then if it gets approved, they'll do that, and then they'll do that repair at the same time.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor, aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right, motion so carried. Anything else from service?
Yeah, Hunter's Run, there's quite a few slabs up there that broke this summer, and there's some curbs and catch basins up there that we need to get repaired. Dennis Concrete give us a quote to come out and fix that for $12,684. Now, Medina County's gonna reimburse us $2,000 out of the stormwater funds. They'll reimburse us $2,000 to repair the catch base.
Okay.
So yeah, I did look at Rick and I drove out there and looked at those. It's right by 7290 Fayette and also 5553 Shawnee Trail. And we definitely need to get that full
Yeah.
depth replacement before the snowplows start scraping
Okay.
over it. So I would move to approve $12,684 to Dennis Concrete with the $2,000
Reimbursement.
reimbursement from the county.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
I
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion so carried.
American run cameras through all the storm water up there in Hunter's Run. There is nothing that they found, no defaults, no findings in the pipes.
Okay.
They did the whole development. So, because we did have a lot of complaints that there was sinkholes like in their yards or in the tree lawns. It's definitely not from any of the stormwater pipe.
Good.
The Euclid Bridge, it started, Mike Nestor, he's got the footers done and the box culverts, or the boxes installed, but so he's down there working today. And hopefully here, within a couple, well, he needs more concrete to do the wing walls, but we gotta be patient with concrete. It's tough with concrete.
Ty,
getting it.
you've got an update on this, right, in general? For the whole thing?
Yeah, but
Okay,
this is
all right.
good, yeah.
For Main Drive, Melway did show up today. They they graded, they got Main Drive graded. They plan to come down there Monday or Tuesday next week, so that will be paved next week. There is a place there on Ryan Road, it's up here at the intersection of 162 in Ryan Road. There's something going on underneath that road. I'm gonna have to dig up across that road and put in French drain that to where the water keeps coming, or where to keep the water from coming up through the asphalt. Cause it always makes it it's always icy down there in the winter, and every time it rains, you can see where it just keeps coming up through. So there must be a spring or something under there that keeps, but I'm gonna have to dig that up, and I kinda like to do it before winter. So, I don't know, I could try to do it in a single lane, but I don't know that I can do that. There's so much traffic on that road and it wouldn't take me long to get through that road to get that done, maybe 3-4 hours.
You're cutting Ryan on the south side of 162,
Yes,
correct?
Right at the
Okay.
intersection.
We're right by the intersection, yep.
Do we have to notify the state since we're that close to the state route, or how do they
Well,
handle that?
we're out of their
What?
easement. We're gonna
Okay,
be
that's,
in.
okay, so we're far enough out, okay.
Yeah, it's just, I just wanna make you guys aware
Okay.
that if I that if I do have to close the road, that it'll only be for a short time, 3
Okay.
to 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
So, the salt spreader for the new 650. The only guy that I could get to promise me anything was Rob from Jedco. And he said that he could have it within 5 business days. Nobody else can promise me anything. So, and you said that Lou from Myers can get us a plow, correct, Marty?
Yep.
With the new frame.
New frame,
New
yeah,
frame
it'll be
and a
everything for
plow.
the full mounting all the way out. And he'll come down one day when he and Rick can align a time that works for both of them, bring the mounting down and do the install on the truck here with Rick. That way Meyer gets a chance to see, because they haven't had a new 2022 650 two-wheel drive it to do a mounting verification. They can verify it does fit, and if it doesn't, be able to make the modification so it does fit, they know what to modify with. And typically for that, we end up getting a free mounting out of it, so that's
Yeah.
$500-600.
No, that works. When,
I just talked to him on Friday, I talked to Lou today, and I let Rick know at the meeting, so I'm gonna have these two get together whatever works out best for them.
okay, yeah, that sounds
But
good.
they do have a plow at the factory, and we'll be able to get it directly from the factory, so we don't have to worry about, because going through the dealers is tough right now.
10
But
foot,
I
Very
can't
tough.
find one.
Yeah.
I've called clear out in Indianapolis, I can't get one.
And he is holding one full set down there for us.
Okay.
all right, that's good news.
All
But
right,
the salt spreader,
yeah.
it's the only one that's out there.
It's the only one that anybody can ever promise me. Nobody else can, they can't give me a date. They said maybe in January. Well, that January does me no good.
Well, we're in crunch time. I would move to approve 14,500 for the stainless steel auger.
That's a good price.
I thought so too. And if they have it, we better get it because crunch time, right?
Great.
We're getting close, so I would move to approve 14,500 to Judco for the salt spreader.
I'll second that. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, so moved and approved.
Over the top tree service, I did have them go up and take 2 trees out up there at Walt Cemetery. They were dead ash trees. And they were pretty big, and if they would have fell, they would have done a lot of damage to the headstones. So he went up, he got them all down and cleaned up and no damage to the headstones, so,
Good.
They do a good job for us.
yep. But that's all I got, unless you got something, Tyler.
Just wanted to recap the resolution we had created for the plowing contract for Chippewa Lake. Their council did sign it, so that's all taken care of. Yep, that's it for roads.
You want this one?
Oh, yeah, that was down
Oh,
here.
down there, okay.
But
No, that's
it doesn't
fine.
matter.
That's fine. All right. Anything else in service?
No, I'm good, thank
All right.
you.
Somehow when we did a cut and paste, we cut fiscal.
Oh,
So,
that's okay.
do you have anything? Okay. All right, fire.
All right, well, you have the written report, just a couple highlights I wanted to share. We're gonna have an open house here on October 9th to kick off Fire Prevention Week. It'll run from 1 to 5. Still working on details on that, but you all are invited. And if you guys wanna come even set up, I don't know how you guys wanna do it, if you wanna come and do something to interact with the public or however that works, that would be great. Big thing I'd like to get approved tonight is approval to hire Scott McClure as a firefighter 2 paramedic, as a probationary member of the fire department. Scott works full-time in the fire service, and he's a local guy, lives in Chippewa Lake, so he's come in and volunteered several hours with the department just to meet everybody, kind of get an idea how we work, and comes highly recommended by the people he's worked with, so if you're approved, I would like to swear him in this evening.
I would like to move that we hire Scott as proposed by chief on a probationary basis. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Anything else?
And then, one thing I would like to request a hopefully brief executive session to discuss.
Okay. All right, swear in? Do a swear in? I can try to squeeze.
Coming to you?
Yeah, you're good. Please raise your right hand. I,
I,
raise your name,
Scott McClure,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that as a probationary member of the Lafayette Township Fire District,
that as a probationary member of the Lafayette Township Fire Department, Fire District, my apologies,
I will profess loyalty to and support the Constitution of the United States of America,
I will profess loyalty to and support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and all their laws.
and all their laws.
I further swear
I further swear
that in all respects,
that in all respects,
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
discharge my duties as a member of the Lafayette Township Fire District
discharge my duties as a member of the Lafayette Township Fire District
during the continuance of my employment.
during the continuance of my employment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome on board.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Anybody taking pictures?
Appreciate you.
No pictures?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. All right, police.
Just have a few things. 350 total incidents last month. One of particular interest on August 31st, there was a chainsaw injury on Lafayette Road, and Officer Jim Ty responded. He was there within 3 minutes and was able to apply a tourniquet, so the fire was able to get him to Akron City, I believe.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
We also attended the ribbon cutting ceremony for Redwood Properties last week. And we've had a couple of promotions over the last month. Brian Wagner was promoted to lieutenant, Raven Ori promoted to sergeant, and Jim Ty is now assigned as a full resource officer at Claggett Middle School.
Thank you.
Unless you have a question.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Hey, Lieutenant, on your report, can you talk a little bit about the fireworks complaint?
Yes, there was a fireworks complaint at Birchwood, Fayette. Several calls on it, and when officers arrived, they were unable to determine the.
Couldn't find them.
Yeah, correct. And then there weren't any further calls.
And what about the open burn?
The open burn should have been classified as agency assist with the fire department. It was an open burn at the corner of Main and Lake, and the fire department was on scene and handled that, and the fire was put out.
So someone was just having a party with a big bonfire, or, I mean, is that?
No, that one, somebody called in an open burn complaint that really there was no open burn. More of a neighbor dispute than an open burn complaint.
All right.
All right. Anything else for police?
Not for me.
Okay.
Your agenda, look. I'm sorry. Uh-oh, now what I do, Sherry? Turn it, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, I didn't, sure it is here.
Okay. All right. Zoning, other than the consent agenda, anything else to add?
I know, just that through the year so far, at the end of August, the fees collected have been $47,200. I spent all of last year, we only had $21,038, so we've more than doubled. The amount of valuation to the township is $18,216,602, and all of last year, we had $11,980, so we're going great guns. Yes, the Redwood did have their opening Thursday, their ribbon cutting anyway. They have 20 units already rented, which I was surprised because it's still under major construction, obviously. But there's 20 residents there, and we did go inside to the units, and they did look very attractive. It's a nice addition to the township, and they are probably going to start phase 2 as far as actually building in the next month or so, so that's kind of a thing. So other than that,
Okay.
we're good.
Is phase 2 as big as phase 1?
No, it's smaller.
Smaller?
It's smaller. I think, I don't remember exactly, but I think the figure was 147 total units. The bulk was in unit 1. Rents are a little high, I thought, but hey,
So is everything else.
this is so true.
Okay. Anything else? Anything for zoning? Okay.
No.
Correspondence.
All kinds of correspondence.
Okay.
First, on September 12th, we got a call from a colonel, retired colonel from the Air Force, and he said he was disappointed that our flags were not lowered to half-staff, and that bothered me too. I was kind of embarrassed by it, so I had Rick go around and lower everything to half-staff through today to the Queen's burial. So, and I called Colonel Bartlett and let him know we appreciate him looking out for us. So that was one thing. Lieutenant Mark, I sent you an email earlier today. It was late in the day. You might not have gotten it yet. But we had a complaint about a potential, I don't know, illegal daycare, so to speak, over near Ivandale. And I forwarded the address on to you to take a look at. I don't know if you can do anything about it or not, but,
Okay, I'll take a look.
all right. Thank you very much. I had it all printed out. Anyway, we had Mrs. Burmeister submitted a couple pieces of correspondence. One was a draft or example of a moratorium to stop development in the township. And I don't think that under ORC we are allowed to do that. So I don't think that's a possibility to do that. On the other hand, we also did receive your appeal letter in regards to section 10 of the code. And there are 3 or 4 points in there that are valid. So we've given that to our zoning inspector. She will be forwarding it on to Dollar General as well, and to Justin Paroli, the chair of the BZA.
Threat of life or peril that, pending an appeal, that construction would have to stop.
I don't know if that's the case, but I think that the Dollar General's legal staff would probably have a chance to review that first before they would determine that. I don't.
It needs to be forwarded to, the zoning inspector needs to draft them a letter citing the section they need to cease, and that their counsel, that will go to their legal counsel.
I think that's all I have for correspondence.
I had one resident on Egypt Road just had emailed in a couple weeks ago when the road department was up doing ditching, and she just stated that they did a great job and it looks great and the water's flowing well, and she really appreciates the hard work that they put forth, so. There you go.
I had a call for, a contact us from a resident concerned about prices for Republic and picking up their trash. Their trash pickup was up to $160, I think they said a quarter. And they wanted a $300 deposit because they said they were delinquent in their payment, but their payment shows a $46 credit. So I got on the phone with Republic and got back with the resident, and they have since decided that that was excessive. There is no need for a deposit, and I believe their rate is going to drop down to around $70 a quarter. So sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
Okay, any other correspondence?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have a request from Medina County Soil and Water. For the past 7 years, we have contributed to their educational and community outreach services. Since 2017, we've given them $992 a year, and they're asking for that again this year.
I would move that we continue what we've done over the past several years with the $992 to Medina County Soil and Water Conservation District.
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, let them know they got their check. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Old business. Ty.
Rick did a really good job on the main drive update, so we can skip over that one.
Well, take a little bit more time, I gotta scroll down.
You just scroll ahead.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Bowers allotment, number 2 replat. Got a call today from Denise at CPC saying that we are not able to sign that the CPC is requesting they resubmit a new Mylar. So that'll be on hold. However, we do need to appoint an, Bill, how do we phrase it? An acting zoning inspector. And I would make a
For that
for
particular.
that project,
that particular
yes, for that project. And I would make a motion that we put Sherry Meinke in that position. She's the vice chair for the zoning board. Do we have a second for that?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed say I'll do it. Okay, Sherry, one more thing for your plate. Okay. All right, the next one are a couple, we're trying to do these a little bit earlier. Every year, the township has had an employee appreciation dinner in December for the employees, and I'm looking for approval for Laura to go ahead and put down the down payment for it and make the arrangements for that. We don't have a total amount due yet. Typically, I want to say it was around $20 or $24 a person, and it depends on how many people show up. There was a minimum, we do it up at Williams on Lake. So I would move that we allow her to do that. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Real quick, is there a round ballpark on the amount, just so we know?
Well, you figure, even if it goes up, say $25, if we get, I think in previous years, we've had 40 people, maybe, Chief?
I've only been to one, so.
Okay. For the one you guys were at last year, does that seem like about a right number?
I wasn't there.
I thought you were.
No, they didn't take off till January.
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't invited.
I'd say 40 to 60,
So if we have,
plan on 60.
so that would give you a rough figure. Okay?
Yep.
All right, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign. Okay, next one is to approve reservations, hotel reservations, as well as OTA reservations for expenses for the OTA Annual Winter Conference and Trade Show in 2023. It's a long ways off, but they open the hotel reservations usually beginning of November or the end of October, and if you don't book them early, you end up staying about 900 miles away. So we need to have an approval to do that. It would be for the same group that went last year.
I would motion to approve that.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All those approving, say aye.
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 Aye, those opposed, same sign. Okay. Next, review and approve policing contract alternatives. Assuming that our levy passes in November, and we all hope it will, but assuming it passes, we have to either renew or take new contract for policing services. We have two options that you guys have all seen. We have one from the Sheriff's Department and one from Medina PD. Any questions on any of those? Anything needs to be discussed?
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right, then we'll call for a roll vote, either Medina PD or the Sheriff's Department. Trustee O'Neill?
Medina PD.
Trustee Fullerton?
Medina PD.
And I would also vote Medina PD. So we will be, assuming that it passes, we will award the contract to Medina PD.
Thank you.
And that would be, again, same stipulations of the previous contract. We'll just update it with new dates. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, the person this most directly affects is not here tonight. I don't see him. Clarification of county-sponsored zoning training. there was actually a public records request and a question about, we didn't offer. There was countywide zoning training offered. And there was some complaints that there was no notice given, and there was actually some barbs thrown at the current board because they said they did a poor job of letting people know, et cetera. I just want to go on record as saying, we did not do the training. The training was sponsored by Denise Testa at CPC. Lafayette Township's involvement in that was to offer use of the building to do the training in, and that was it. Everything else came from Denise. This will be part of the letter that brought us the public records request.
Okay.
That shows when it was actually sent out on Friday, August 26th, for a meeting that was going to be held on Thursday, September 1st, which wasn't a lot of notice, but that's what came out of the office. At the meeting, Denise also said she realized it was short notice, and she promised for the next meeting she'd give more notice. Okay? I'll pass it over to you. You need that one.
And when's the next training?
She has not announced that yet. That'll come out of her office. I believe, Sherry, what did she say, about once a month?
Every other month.
Every other month, okay.
It was very well attended, though. and-
Oh, it was. We had a ton of people here. It was good. Okay. Trustee Fullerton, ODOT reply. I think that's you.
Oh, yeah, so, ODOT did reply to, my conversation, about, the speed limit on 42, right where the Dollar General's going. And, they said that that's been the existing 45-mile-an-hour zone since, 1986. They did say they did a new speed study this summer, and it is verified that it's still the appropriate speed, even taking into consideration that the Dollar General store is going there, multiple factors including residential, commercial development, the roadway width, geometry, traffic volume, crashes, and speed vehicles and traveling. They're not changing it. Their road.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is, you all received communication from Frank Harmon at our insurance carrier.
Yes.
There's two different things we need to vote on. First, we'll do the easier one first, extending our VSP plan for the next term. It's no rate increase and an increase in benefits. So I would move that we increase our current, or continue our current VSP plan with Ohio Insurance. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign? Okay,
And I will add, though, that that's locked in for 4 years.
yes, that's that same no increase price, correct.
Yeah.
All right, there was another thing that was offered, and this is brand new, and this is not a guaranteed yet. It depends if they can get enough townships in the state to participate in this, with the group they're in. There's a new option for a group accidental death insurance plan. And you guys all saw that. The total cost per employee per year is about $60, $62, something like that. I would move that we accept that as well as an added benefit for our full-time employees. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
And all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay. And that one's good. All right, Ballish Road, that one goes back to you.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Does that cover the fire district as well?
I will ask him, that's a good question. I don't know, because that would be for chief. I don't know, that's a good question, though.
Because they're technically a separate legal entity, so they,
Right.
if you're gonna, and they got more, they might have some people that want to need to be covered.
Well, but it would only be, it's only full-time. It's only
That's
people
right,
that get-
I didn't know
Yeah.
that, they may have some
Yeah.
people that.
Okay. I mean, I would think, because they're covered, they're the same insurance plan, so I would think it would be, but I'll ask Frank tomorrow. Okay. All right.
Okay, Ballish Road culvert, our application from OPWC has been approved for that project. So I wrote up a resolution for that. I would like to make the motion to carry through as a resolution for our total amount for the township is $27,455, which is 26% of the project cost. And this wouldn't happen until next year, 2023. And if we vote to approve, then I would have a letter for the fiscal officer to sign off or for certifying funds for that. So I would move to approve the OPWC for Ballish Road culvert number 30 for $27,455.
Any discussion needed?
I don't have any
Okay,
questions.
I'm good. All right, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign? Okay. Any other new business? I better way to do this, but I still like saving the paper. Okay, public participation. Any comments, any concerns, any issues, any questions?
Still having the issue with my neighbor. The guy that lives next door to me, I just sent you guys a letter back on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thinking,
Good- We need to have you say your name first, please. That's for the
I'm sorry, I
minutes.
was told Alice earlier. Lee Lipkin, 6570 Walker.
Okay.
The guy that lives at 6555 has decided to move into his mobile. And the problem with this is
Okay.
now Alice has recently been corresponding with me, but I figured red flags would have went up when he applied to get a whole building to the swale that goes through the yard. I think it's an overflow drain.
We're applied with the county?
I assume he applied with township.
No, we don't do any plumbing or permits for any of that. When you build something new and it requires sewer, water, electricity,
He had heavy equipment in there to,
well, I'm not saying they didn't, but we did not issue any permit. And any type of plumbing and stuff would go through the county, water and soil. So I don't know about that at all. It's first I heard of it.
yeah, but he's been living. Started August 4th, I believe.
Is he living there continuously, or is he just coming in occasionally for a night or something, or?
He's there every night.
Okay.
I've stopped out there and nobody's there.
He leaves periodically during the day.
Well, I haven't caught him there yet, okay? And you said you had pictures off his, like a doorbell ring thing.
Yeah.
And I asked him to send them to me, and you did send them here a couple of days ago, but I have to get a hold of Sherry, because I can't figure out how to open them up. My computer doesn't do it, so I will be sending you an email asking you to figure out how to open those up so we can see what they are.
All right, but if he's actually staying there for extended periods, and that's,
If he's actually doing that.
That's illegal.
It's been 6 weeks now, or better, actually.
Every night?
Yeah. I mean, randomly, he'll, like on a Saturday to Sunday, he's not there. I don't know where he goes, but every day during the week, he's there.
okay.
When I looked up his thing, initially, when this all first started, he had a home somewhere else, a legitimate home, and that this was just where he was working on his, your boys and your toys, your cars and things. He was storing that RV there. You can store it, that's not an issue.
Right.
But when I looked up to see where he is currently, the other house, it's not in the county apparently, because the only thing that comes up with his name is the address there on Polker.
Well, if that's the case, then that's,
I don't, well,
Okay.
he owns that property.
right, but he
Yeah.
can't live there.
Well,
without-
I'm not arguing
All
that
right,
point, but,
okay. Well,
I
can
haven't been
you,
able to get a hold of him
Chris,
to.
can you work with Alice and maybe
Yes.
Bill to kind of get a resolution of this once and for all? I know this has been dragging on for a long time, and you've been
Since
very
August.
patient.
Yeah,
You've been very patient.
well, not with this issue. This. I quit-
Well, with him, yeah, with him living there as a dude,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I'd be curious of what the permit and the inspectors are out there and,
What permit?
No, I didn't. He
I
said-
have no idea about that permit. I don't
Right,
write permits
right,
for
but what-
I
that
just
type of stuff.
assumed.
We said what the county
Oh,
permit.
oh.
Yeah, the equipment out there.
Well, a lot of people just do things without getting permits. I don't know if that's the
Okay.
case, because I have not been able to.
Did you
get
by
hold of
any
him.
chance check to see if he actually did get a permit to do that, or you're just assuming he did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That'd be another thing we could check as
I
well.
mean,
Okay,
it was a big deal when he did it.
okay.
How long ago did he do that?
It was probably about 8 weeks ago.
Okay.
He finally finished
Alright.
covering it up.
Okay,
Overflow from what? The drainage ditch
He
or?
put
from-
he put a 6-inch PVC drain in from the back of his building that goes through his
The
property.
back of the building, okay.
Yeah.
if he's draining into it. I have a hard, well, okay. Can you please work
Yeah.
with Chris and Bill and figure out what's going on there? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Anything else?
Chase Burmeister, 6310 Lafayette Road. Chris, I just had a quick question for you, maybe two questions, but the moratorium, the development moratorium, would you be able to just repeat your response, I guess, to that email? Could you just one more time?
I don't
didn't catch
believe we have the authority to put a moratorium on new development.
it. One more time? Just, could you, I didn't. hear you
Seriously?
good. Yeah, one more time?
I don't believe we have authority
Okay.
to put a
Is there
moratorium on
anybody in
new
this
development.
room that knows the answer? Just curious.
Well, I've been advised by our law director.
So when you say I don't think or I don't believe, that's, you're saying you actually have researched and looked into it and the properly educated person that is at your resource, right? Megan,
Yes.
is that correct, Bill?
I advise him, the last time I researched, it's been some years, it hasn't been updated
Oh,
since I
okay.
got it.
Okay.
There was no authority to do it.
Sure, so
No,
nobody really
the-
looked into it recently?
Not
This is just
recently.
Based off of old
Where-
memory?
No,
Just wanted
not
to-
old memory, the old research.
Sure,
Where it has been upheld for municipal corporation, there has to be a true emergency. There is no emergency set forth in that resolution.
that's.
And this code section that's referenced does not provide for moratorium at all.
Okay, okay, thanks for that response. Excellent. And then the second would be the zoning issues that we had,
Mhm.
right? So you pass that along to Alice, and then we'll talk with Alice about it? Is that what you said?
She will be sending it to the Board of Zoning Appeals and to the Dollar General folks. Are you
Okay.
talking about the appeal?
Sure, yeah, the zoning appeal. Okay. So it'll go through those proper channels, and then will we notified, or should we just need to kind of just keep an eye out on what's going on?
The zoning board of appeals should set a hearing on that.
Yep.
And then as the complainant, you should be notified, Dollar General should be notified.
Okay, excellent, yeah, that's good to know. Glad I got that out there. I suppose that'll be all for now.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Anyone else? All right, it's been asked that we go into executive session pursuant to ORC 121.22 G1 regarding personnel matters, hiring, firing, personnel issues. And was there anything else you needed, Chris?
No.
Okay. All right, invited in is Law Director Bill Thorne, Fiscal Officer Laura Rubenthal, and Fire Chief Winkler. Not sure how long this is gonna take, guys. Not sure. Thank you. Geez, it's been a long time since I did this. Well, first we have to vote on it to see if we want to go into it. Otherwise, it's not an executive session. So I would ask for a vote, a roll vote on going into executive session.
O'Neill, yes?
Fullerton, yes.
Warcola, yes. And we are adjourning at 7:45 to go into executive session. You're supposed to hit me like that. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, she texted me. No, all we're gonna do is come back into session.
You know where that apple orchard is?
Okay. Steve, we running? Okay. All right, at 9:15, we are back in session. We have left executive session, no decisions have been made. No decisions were made. I would motion that we pay the warrants of the township and adjourn.
A second?
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, say I'll stay here and spend the night. Okay, meeting adjourned. So at 9:15, we adjourn, that's all we tell her.